What's up? Today I'm dropping a quote from some 2,500 years ago. A man by the name of Heraclitus said this quote back in around 500 BC, and it is that the only constant is change. And I mean, if you think about it, if that's true, which it is, the only constant is change, then we might as well embrace that change, right? Well, unfortunately, most people they'll actually fight like hell to resist that change and to stick to what they know. Now, why is that? Well, it's actually an ancient instinct, a natural process that goes on in a part of our brain called the amygdala. And when we are, presented with a change, that part of our brain sets off the cascade of hormones that causes fear, and it causes the fight or flight mode, meaning that we either want to run away from that change or we want to fight it and resist it if we can't run away. And this occurs even when we know that we need to change and that the change is going to be good for us, like in the case of maybe starting a new exercise program or just making healthy changes to our nutrition. We still resist that change because of that reaction going on in our brain and just kind of entering that fight or flight mode. So what can we do to prevent this or to move past the change? Well, there's three things that you can focus on to get past that. The first thing is you have to focus on how dissatisfied you are with the current situation. So you have to be so dissatisfied with the current state that you want to change. The second thing is having a vision for a brighter future. So you can see current state, you can see the brighter future, and you can see that what you're gaining is going to be much greater than what you're losing by sticking to what you know. And then the third thing to keep in mind to get past this resistance to change is to have concrete steps to get you there. So basically, for us to muster up the energy to go through with a change, we have to be so dissatisfied with the status quo that we are just ready to move forward into change. And then we need to be able to hold that vision and have those concrete steps to get there. And at that point, if we can just have those three things, then nothing can stop us when we're trying to make a change that we know is going to be good for us. And that's what nutrition and fitness coaching is all about. A coach is someone who is really skilled at holding that vision of a brighter future, a brighter tomorrow for you until you actually are able to hold it for yourself. A lot of times it's that belief that's holding us back, and that we don't believe that we can get there, that we don't believe that if we put in the effort that we're going to get to where we want to go. And again, a coach is someone who can really hold that belief for you until you develop that belief for yourself. And that's through, making those incremental steps, that process, the stepwise process, and building momentum. Because with each change that's made, each successful change, however small, builds momentum in the right direction and increases the belief in yourself. And so while the coach is holding that belief for you and helping you make these slow and gradual changes, you will slowly increase your belief in yourself, and that's what really comes down to just making changes not as hard as when we enter that fight or flight state and we're thinking with our more irrational side of our brain. So coaches, they hold that belief for you early on in your health and fitness journey and just help you develop the belief in yourself. Now, I believe anybody can get good at navigating change and implementing change with practice. It takes practice, and it takes just that repetition of getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Change, it's always uncomfortable. It's never going to be comfortable. But if we can get used to the idea that change is supposed to be uncomfortable and just embrace it, then we can get better at change, and we can get faster at change. And that's what it's all about. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something really personal that happened to me, major change in my life. Just last week, halfway through the week, I was told by my work, where I work, that I was being laid off and that I had to leave, that I had to just not come back to work tomorrow. How shocking is that? What a change is that? And I just had to tell myself that, when one door closes, another one opens. And to be comfortable with this uncomfortableness that I'm experiencing, and just to embrace it. And that's what I did. And guess what? On my very first day being unemployed, I woke up early still, just like I would have for work, browsed Indeed, applied for some jobs. Next thing I know, about 10 or 15 minutes later, getting a call, doing an on-the-spot interview, and I was offered a job. Now I'm starting this week. And through embracing that change and not giving into the fear, not giving into the fight or flight as much as I wanted to, it was in the back of my mind, I just embraced it. And I told myself that, I need to stay positive, and as long as I can just embrace this change and understand that, right, the only constant is change, and that this is just another phase. And I just reframed it in my mind like, this is actually exciting. I get to start a new job and change up my environment and learn new skills. And I just embraced it and kind of created that brighter future for myself, that vision. And then I took the steps to apply to jobs that I knew I would do well in, dietitian jobs, and I landed it. And so I can't stress it enough. Trying to be comfortable being in uncomfortable situations is a really important skill for all of us to develop if we want to be successful in life. We want to be successful with our nutrition, our fitness, and just everything that we do. So drop a line in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Are you practicing being comfortable, being uncomfortable? And how do you relate to this quote that was dropped some 2,500 years ago about how the only constant is change? Also, let me know if those 3 tips are helpful to you. All right, guys, have a great week. Peace.